Hello, everyone. Today, um, today, today is 23rd December 2024. We're here today with Mr. Should I call you Mr.?
No, I identify as a building,
Uh,
so you have to call me it, I guess.
we're here with Howie.
Thank you, thank you. So we're also here with Porthul. Do I call
Hopeful.
you like that? Or is it the right way to say it, or should I say it?
Actually,
Okay,
it's more like Portful.
Porthul. Okay, sorry,
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
sorry.
That's okay.
So what are we gonna talk about today?
That's actually what we're gonna talk about today.
What do you mean?
we're 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 actually talking about what we'll be talking about.
Okay. I'm not sure I'm
With
following you, but okay.
exactly. Well, that's the point. That's exactly the point. That's what we're gonna talk about.
Um, can you explain what you mean by that?
That's what we're gonna do today. You know, explaining what's
All right.
actually
Okay.
deciding what we're gonna talk about.
Okay. Okay. So, what are we gonna talk about? So, what
That's a
can?
great question. That's a great question.
Okay. What can we talk about? Like, what would you like to talk about?
What is talking? What do you mean by when you say talking? Talking about something.
What do you mean
What's
by
talking?
talk?
Exactly.
Um, talking. Just saying words, I guess.
Well, it's more than that, isn't it? It's more than just saying random words. It's
Well, yes, it's not. Well, it's random, but it's not totally random. Like it's not uh, a normal distribution. No, not a normal distribution. Like uniform distribution. Like some words have more chances to appear than others. But so it's random, but like different words had different uh, chances to appear.
based on what? When you say some words have more chances of appearing,
Well, just
why is that?
just well, I don't know why, but if you look at the statistics of each word, like or each combination of word, like you can tell. That's how language models work. Uh, like they just can predict what sequence of word is righteously gonna appear after a certain sequence of words. Well, righteously isn't a good word because it needs to be defined, but just based on how people already talk. But why is an interesting question.
But there's still a direction that it follows. Maybe you could write a text that uses, like you said, the model language, and it should make sense, but it can be used to talk about something specific. What if you're trying to talk about something specific? Because that's why we created languages to express yourself about something specific, get a specific idea to the other person.
Yes.
So it's not just words that are statistically have more chances to be together to make sense. It's also making sentences that that will help you pass the message that you're trying
But what do
to
you
get
mean
to the
by
other person.
message?
What you're trying to tell something.
Okay,
I
so
mean,
what are we trying to tell the audience of this podcast?
I think that's the real question. That's an even deeper question. And I
Okay,
think we just made it more precise. So the question is not what are we going to talk about? It's more like what do we want to
okay,
give to the audience? That's
yes. So what do you want to give to the audience?
that's today's discussion.
Yeah, okay. Um, I don't know either.
Is
But
there any
don't you think,
subjects?
like, there are too many people just trying to start a podcast, like random people like me and you?
Well, I would argue that we're not that random. We're actually yeah, I don't think we're random.
Well, we haven't, we don't have any significant knowledge about the world.
Who does?
Well,
Tell me
you
one
know,
person.
scientists, people who are not necessarily scientists, but just people who have done significant stuff.
Significant.
Yeah, like, you know, artists, scientists, entrepreneurs, you know, people like that.
Well,
You know,
didn't they
sports
start
people, uh, and we have guys like David Goggins, who is not really, who has not done something material, but he motivates people and stuff like that. So you have people that's still significant, you know. What have we done that is significant that makes us legit to talk about, you know, to have a podcast and have an audience?
what we're doing right now actually makes us
Yeah, okay, that could make
makes
sense.
us different because what we're questioning about life and about reality and about all this stuff. I don't think anyone did it before us. I think we're the first.
To
I
question
mean,
why we're making a podcast.
exactly.
This is the
I mean,
first
I don't
podcast
think,
that asks that question.
yeah,
Okay,
and that makes us, yeah, it gives. I think it gives us the right to start a podcast. Actually,
okay. So just by making this first step, we have the right. So starting the podcast gave us the right to make a podcast.
exactly,
Okay.
because we wanted it and we took it. You know,
Yes. So we
maybe
didn't
later on
choose.
we could invite some personalities or
Yes.
you know famous people.
Who do you have in mind?
um, I don't know, Donald Trump. You know, all the high people. You know, Elon Musk, Alex Pereira,
I don't
David
think he can
Goggins.
speak. I think he just speaks in like.
Well, we'll do the podcast in Portuguese. That's fine. No
Okay.
problem.
Yeah,
Uh,
I like the ambition.
exactly. You have to be ambitious. You know, you have to.
Yeah, sure. Sure.
because if you don't, then just what's the point of life? If you don't have dreams and if you're not ambitious.
Yeah, I don't know. I actually I like to ask people what their dreams are, but most people just think I'm weird when I ask them that. Uh,
Yeah, and that's sad. People don't have dreams.
yeah,
They're not capable of dreaming big.
yeah, it's kind of sad.
Yeah, I don't know how they manage to s- live their lives, their little lives, meaningless lives, and just be okay with it. I don't know how they do that.
I
I
don't know.
respect them for
Maybe
that.
that's
That's
yeah,
actually that's
yeah. It's great. I think if you can just live like that, I think it's great.
yeah.
Like like when I compare my life with the people who allegedly don't have dreams, I I kind of see that my life is kind of miserable compared to theirs. But I'm supposed to be like, am I supposed to be better if I dream more? I don't, like it's not necessarily true.
Yeah. No.
I
Yeah,
think
it's
we
not
kind of
enough
got
to
lost
just have
of
dreams.
from the main topic of we're supposed to. I think we were supposed to think about what we're gonna talk about in the
Well,
next
maybe
few
we just
episodes.
find out what we're gonna talk about.
Yeah. Okay. How do we
Maybe
do
that's
that?
what we're gonna talk about because we're
Like,
what
is
we're doing right now. We're actually
yes, okay, but how do you there's this infinite big mass of topics that you can talk about. How do you choose something from that? How do you pick like a topic out of all the mess?
there are certainly an infinity of subjects that we can talk about, but I think there are um, not so many that are really meaningful to us right now in our lives of today.
Yes.
I think that ambition is a big subject. It's a big question. How to live with your ambitions, whether or not to have ambitions, what ambitions to have, and how to deal with them in your everyday life. Because sometimes you dream so big that the
Yeah.
actions that you do in your everyday life they just seem meaningless. Maybe your dream is to become a billionaire. Well, then when you're I don't know doing your everyday tasks, it's like feels meaningless because well, it's not helping me. It's not making me a billionaire. So you like lose focus or I don't know. We just become it
Yeah.
can make you very depressed, very feel yeah. So I think that's one of the subject that we really should talk about,
Yeah, okay. But
in my opinion.
what I would like to question though is what do we like how do we get to an answer without having like the experience that goes with it? Because you probably listen to many podcasts talking about this topic. Maybe I don't know, but maybe you did, and like it was people who were successful and all. So they have stuff to say about ambition, but we're just two guys in our bedrooms talking about this. Like how what makes us um legit to talk about it, or do we have to be legit to talk about it? Like, do we need some kind of um success or to have achieved something to talk about a certain topic like this one?
I mean, um, we certainly it would help us to have some experience in life, to be older and to live more experiences. But We certainly can talk about it right now because we're literally in the thing. We're living the thing. So I think it makes us very yeah. I think we're gonna do good. You know, just by talking about it. Even though we don't have experience, we don't have knowledge. We're not some I don't know big scientists or something like that. I think we could still I listened, like you said, I listened to a lot of podcasts about this subject,
Mm-hmm.
and I think even though I listen to those podcasts and maybe read a book or two, talking about it and just thinking it through, thinking it helps, and I think it can not only help us, it can also help other people listening to us because we're taking ideas that are from successful people. We're also taking ideas from us because we can think too. We can create ideas too, and we're
Mm-hmm.
discussing those ideas. And I think that's really great. I think that's really it's gonna help a lot of people, including us, including our audience.
Yes.
So definitely, yeah, we should
Okay.
do it.
All right. Um. So what else could we talk about? Like, okay, ambition is an interesting topic. Uh, what else would you do you think is important to talk about?
Um, we could talk about the fact that you're in France. I'm in Canada. We're from Morocco. We lived in Morocco. We grew up in Morocco. Then we went outside of Morocco, and all of a sudden, like we discover a new world, a new discover that's I don't know. It feels very different. There's different culture, different values, um, different religions, and I think
Yeah.
that's like a shock. You know, like you're
Honestly,
living in a country where yeah.
like in my experience, it wasn't a shock at all. Like I've always been, think I've always been like I don't know how to say it. Like in my mind, I've always lived in the culture of France because I was always watching like YouTubers from France, and that's like you know you like watching American movies. I think if you go to America, well, obviously it won't be like the movies, but you kind of have already in mind what it's like to be American. I don't think we would have that big of a shock. Maybe you had a shock because Canada is very different from the rest of these countries, and we don't have like it doesn't have like a big cultural impact on the rest of the world. But maybe France, America, all the countries with big cultural impact, I don't think like you go to these countries and you won't feel a shock. I think if you came to France instead of Canada, you would have felt like it's like your home country. You wouldn't have felt any difference, I believe.
When I said a shock, it wasn't like I just discovered that another religion exists or that people will live in this way. Because Canada is actually like the United States, it's not the same culture. It has a lot of influence with Canada.
Mm-hmm.
So just watching the movies, yeah, I already knew what I was getting into, but the fact that you're actually living it, that you're not just seeing it on the screens, that you're actually,
Yeah.
you know, just seeing the thing, like when you're living, when you're in there, just like seeing snow for the first time, and you're
Mm-hmm.
like, whoa, like you just remember all the movies that you watched, the Christmas movies, and now you're like literally there, and you see people and they're
Yeah.
celebrating Christmas and all that. It feels really, really weird. I don't know. It just
I think
feels
like the
crazy.
the biggest shock is when you realize it's not as good as the movies. Like when I
Yeah,
came,
yeah.
like you come to, I came to France like on my first, the first time they were celebrating Christmas. I thought like all the people were like celebrating it and like into, like really into the spirit of the holiday, but they were, most people don't actually care. Like for them, it's just a vacation. Like they don't actually care about it. But maybe because in France the country became more secular, and because that's more American. Like in America, I think they take it very seriously, like Christmas, Thanksgiving, and all that. I think France is very secular, and so they don't really celebrate these holidays as well as you would think they would.
Here too, actually, they're secular too, and when they celebrate Christmas, it's really just a, they like buying stuff. They like to buy a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
So every year they get to go to the stores, and it's all like with the lights, it's all beautiful and everything. There's a lot of stuff that you can buy. You can buy presents to your family and everything. It's
Mm-hmm.
not about the birth of Jesus. It's just about buying stuff and
Well, it's not. I don't think it's necessarily about the birth of Jesus, but like you, for example, I just watched like today. I actually watched Home Alone 2. Like they kind of use the holiday of Christmas has some message, like some values, some messages that it represents. So it's not necessarily about, like, you don't need to have the aspect that Jesus was born on that day to really think about, like, celebrate the holiday. It's about like all the values of the holiday, what it represents, not necessarily what it's about. But yeah, I understand. Like I understand what you mean. Anyway, so yeah, cultural shock might be something interesting to talk about. Although I didn't live it that much, but we can talk also about that, like the fact that some countries have so strong of a cultural impact on other countries that you can just they can just like shape your way, the way you see the world.
mm, yeah. There's also a religion.
Yeah, well, I think it's all linked, like religion and the culture and the cultural shock. I think it's like it could be on the same episode, or like it's related. So yeah,
Mm.
but unless you have like more to say about religion than just how the
Well,
differences
it
between.
depends. When we're gonna talk, if we talk about culture, we're certainly gonna talk about religion, but not in a big way. We're just gonna talk about the influence of religion on culture.
Hmm.
But if you want to talk about religion in general, so comparing, I don't know, Islam and Christianity, for example, or
Yeah.
um, should we apply Islam rules, and not drink, not do anything, like, haram and everything, like that's a whole other subject.
Yeah. Okay. The subject of just why do people believe what they believe, or something. Like,
Yeah,
should
yeah.
we
When you
believe in
grow
anything? Is
grow
there?
up in a
Yeah.
when you grow up in a country where the only answer is Islam, whenever you ask a existential question to an adult, he's just gonna tell you like, "Oh, God made it this way,
Yeah.
God this or God that," and then you go outside, you go to another country, and the answer is completely different.
I
Some of
Yeah, but I don't
some
think
people
you
will tell you,
necessarily have to, like, you just think on your own, and you realize like things could be different. Like some
Yeah, but I don't
people,
know if we're capable.
I okay,
Are,
but that
uh-huh.
I would like to talk about this more in depth. But like, yeah, I understand what you. Maybe on the actual episode we're making it about this. But yeah, okay, that would be a good topic. The topic of fate.
Yeah, I think it's a big one.
Uh, yeah. Do you have anything else in mind?
Another subject.
Yeah.
I think we already got like some big subjects.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think we have some. Yeah. Honestly, I don't have anything else in mind.
Oh, we can start with this. You know what we already got.
Okay.
I think it will be good for some time.
All right. So we should just wrap it up here and uh, just say goodbye, I guess.
Well, goodbye everyone. Today we talked about what we're gonna be talking about in the future, and we talked about what's what is talking. You know what it means to talk, what it means to talk about something specific. Then yeah, that's it. I think we did great today. It was a good
Yeah, I think it was
first.
okay.
Yeah,
But I still just, I'm not sure to have got the difference between talking about something specific. Like, can you make a text that makes sense, but at the same time doesn't talk about something specific?
that's
Well, yeah, that might be another question for another day. Maybe we should ask that
yeah,
question.
it's a big question, but that's an interesting question.
Yes. Well, so I guess we can just say goodbye and thank you for listening. Uh,
And
don't hesitate to write a comment to say what you think about all all of the things we said.
yeah, and leave a like, subscribe, follow us on social media, buy our merch. Do we have merch?
No, we, we still don't
No,
have
okay.
merch. And visit our website. Yeah, we will put a link in the description to just visit our website. We make games and
Yeah, and
stuff.
take care.
And take care. Goodbye.
Bye.